Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach, and you're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, the NFL's active leader in passing yards, Drew Brees, and the New Orleans Saints face off with Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And we're about 5 miles northwest of downtown Tampa at beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. Just a short time ago, the Buccaneers emerging from their tunnel to the roar of this frenzied crowd here in the Sunshine State. And we're in the big ship, and fittingly, everyone here ready to do battle as Tampa Bay gets ready to match up with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, whatever promise they had to start the season fully evaporated now as they come in losers of 6 straight.
And sometimes when you're in the middle of a losing streak, being on the road is exactly what you want. You can only depend on each other. Let's see if they can use that as fuel in this ball game.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the first pick of the 2nd round back in 2001. And that's the veteran Drew Brees.
And it'll be interesting to see pretty early in this one exactly where his head is, because the best quarterbacks shake off performances like he had last week. Way too many interceptions. Didn't throw a touchdown pass. Team lost the game. Let's see if he can bounce back and get things going in the right direction.
He'll be trying to forget those 3 picks as you... Noted.
Here we go.
They go play action here on 1st down. And Josh Hill has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 30 yards there.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
The numbers for Hill a week ago. 6 catches, 80 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Now, Brees again. The catch made over the middle by Ginn. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Brees to another long-time vet, Ginn, for the New Orleans first. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it, because now everyone gets locked in. The confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there.
Looking for Ginn, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
A first carry now for the rookie from SC. It's Ronald Jones. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. The numbers on the ground for Jones last week. 17 carries, 58 yards, and a score.
So he scored his 8th touchdown on the ground last week, and most guys I know, they want to get into round numbers. So, 10 is really the goal. And this is one sport where being selfish and scoring touchdowns is a good thing. Look for he and the offense to try and get him in there at least twice in this game.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Well, add that play to his resume reel because he went to the Pro Bowl last year. That's how you go to the Pro Bowl. You make plays like that, big-time penetration, and throw people for losses.
The Saints with an extra defensive back here on third on the field.
Could they blitz?
Off the play fake, Winston. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Out comes the Saints offensive unit and the NFC playoff race. Let's have a look at it. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. Call it a gain of 5. And that'll make this a second down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Ready.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Encroachment, defense.
And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped. But I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
On second down, Kamara. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets him a new set of downs.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they do.
Quick throw, that's complete on the inside slant. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Brees going to try and throw on third down. And Gibbs got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 3 catches now this afternoon, the same number he had all of last week. Also, it's a first down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Brees now on first down. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage. Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5.
Still 2nd down.
Second down, Winston. And that's incomplete. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, Winston. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They needed 17, and they got 18. A defensive lapse there, and it's a first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. A gain of 3, 2nd down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Ready, blue lady, follow.
On second down, it's Jones. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Ronald Jones, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bucs have taken a first quarter lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Drew Brees getting ready to go again on offense. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
They begin on the ground with Kamara, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
And that's called winning at the point of attack, isn't it? Right there at the line of scrimmage. I know he's a little bummed out now. He doesn't get credit for a tackle for a loss, but no gain. His guys will take that.
And speaking of winning, to be as cheesy as we can, he was the winner of the NFC Defensive Player of the Week award from last week, so he's really stringing together some good football.
So not only did he get a gold star, he might have gotten a gold watch too, huh?
And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down.
Right, didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
On third and long, it's Brees. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And that last touchdown drive they had very balanced. How key is that balance?
It's huge because most of the time when we talk about balance is run, pass, almost 50-50. But most of the times when you talk to offensive coaches, they say balance is we do what we want when we want to. And that means that they're ahead of the defense, keeping them on their heels.
Yeah, they imposed their will on that last drive.
Ready. Blue ready.
Now a play fake here on first down. Now he'll escape to his right, and he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. He is tough to bring down, Jameis Winston. Yeah, Charles, I remember calling a baseball game of his. He played baseball at Florida State, too, and you saw his legs, tree trunks sprayed in to those baseball pants. I said, how could anybody bring this guy down?
And that's part of the beauty of his game because he has that toughness, that thick body. He may not beat you sprinting.
Back. Now with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They've got a second down and 8 to start things out.
Green, Triple C. Ready. Blue ready. Sonic.
Winston. Flush to his right. And some room to work. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. For a big guy, Jameis sure can move. Did a nice job there picking up the first down with his legs.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
They just do get the play off. Now Winston. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan in there for the sack, and he's closing in on that all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Ready, blue lady.
Play action now, Winston. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down. Then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back. But it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Green, trouble C.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. It's caught by Mike Evans. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And that's the first connection, the number 1 overall pick in 2015, finding the number 7 pick in 2014 in Evans.
And what a great target Mike Evans is for Jameis Winston. Winston's a pretty accurate thrower, but that catch radius that Evans provides, that makes him that much more dangerous.
Let's convert.
And a first carry here for Charles Sims. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the
First down.
conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Ready, black 50.
Here's Winston. Eluding the pressure right. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain.
Hey. Ready, blue lady.
They'll pitch it out to Jones. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Single. Ready, blue lady. Green, trouble C. Sonic.
Working out of the gun, Winston. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Demario Davis coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. And Catanzaro's kick is right through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he's watching that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in. And that's just enough to get it done.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Alvin Kamara really settling into the league in his second season. And, of course, he came out of Tennessee, but not a lot of people remember he started at Alabama.
He did and got caught in that big mix of running backs at Bama. And they like those bigger, thicker runners, those guys who can break down defenses through the middle. Alvin Kamara ended up leaving Alabama, going to a junior college for a while. I believe he went to Hutchinson Junior College before matriculating at Tennessee and finding his way to the NFL, where he is now a star.
A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
To throw, it's Breeze. And incomplete on the deep ball. He was trying to get it that time to Ted Ginn, and that'll bring up second down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by M.J. Stewart. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Now Winston airing this one out for Evans. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at 2nd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Ready. Blue ready.
The give is to Jones. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Tackle there going to Marshawn Lattimore.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Winston. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Losing 9 yards there. And it also brings up 4th. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a 1st down. I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw, and his throw's going to be incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Shotgun now for Breeze. That's complete to Meredith. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Brandon, that's a tough guy right there. He knew that was going to happen. In other words, he had to absorb that hit. How about him securing the football, churning the legs a little bit, and gaining what he needed for a 1st down?
Well, that's the deal. On 3rd down, these guys, they know where the sticks are. He obviously knew right there.
And if you want to be a dependable 3rd down receiver, you've got to be willing to absorb those types of hits and make those sort of plays.
And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
False start, offense.
So that'll back him up 5. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. It was Mitch Unrein that made the tackle. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Tampa after this timeout. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. Here's Breeze. Looking deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Josh Hill, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Saints are back within a score. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
And this offense trotting back onto the field. Let's turn our attention here to Ronald Jones. He's hoping to get it going. They're hoping to get him going, too. You know, he's about ready to pop one here in the 2nd quarter. He's hoping.
And his offensive line teammates, they want to get one of those, too, because They want to continue to run the football. Most offensive linemen like that part of the game better than pass protection because they're not taking blows, they're actually dealing them out. So what they want to do is show the coaches, hey, if we pop one, we're having success. That way they won't go away from the running game.
He'll be hoping to pop one, break one here this go-around.
Ready? Black, what is this? Hey, sub. Let's go.
Now a second down throw for Winston. Looking for Godwin, and he's got it complete. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. The Bucs on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
They go play action. Winston. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong.
And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. Quan Alexander able to get in there and take him down for a loss of 3. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they left little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. On the counter, Ingram gets around him and able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number one. The Saints on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, it's Breeze. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Brett Grimes. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Let's go. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
Following the interception, Winston. That is caught at the 7. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. So they're able to break the tie just before halftime. Now they just don't want anything crazy to happen on the ensuing kickoff.
Yeah, they want to just add the extra point, get the kickoff taken care of, and get to the locker room with the lead that they fought so hard to get.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
Ready. We're waiting.
Now Breeze. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And now here is another interception. picked off by Brent Grimes. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've hit halftime here in Tampa with the Bucs out in front. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14.
An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter three. The Bucs with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start. The third quarter. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game.
And nothing but daylight ahead. 20. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter three, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
Ready?
Breeze will try again on second down. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. Even with the nice move, can't go very far. Stops short of the 30. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that's going to lead to a third down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now Breeze on third down. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
Here's Thomas Morstead now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He's going to field this at the 4. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, the fact you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
They go play action here on first down. Over the middle, he finds Godwin complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Stay in there. You got 4. Ready. Back 25 behind.
Now Jameis on second down. And Winston lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away, tuck it away, because you got to take care of the ball.
And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Ready. You ready?
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
4 down. Check.
On second down, here's Breeze. And it's a fumble.
Last stop.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jaleel Adai. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. And this offense trotting back onto the field. Let's turn our attention here to Ronald Jones. He is hoping to find the end zone for a 3rd time, and we sit now in the 3rd quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men.
Jameis to throw it. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Hey, ready. You ready. 4 down.
They'll run with the second-year man from Louisiana, Elijah McGuire. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Let's go now. Ready. Blue ready. Let's go.
Right back to him on first down. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Ready. Ready.
Off the play fake, Winston. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. The Bucs on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. From the gun, Winston. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Alex Okafor in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front.
False start, offense.
And that'll set them back 5. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Ready.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. It was Jason Pierre-Paul who was able to get him down.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
Ready.
Again, it's Kamara. It's a gain of 4, but they're still looking up here at a tough 3rd and 11.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Saints on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 11.
Ready.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. Noah Spence able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. From Soldier Field, meanwhile, in Chicago, a 3rd quarter score. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. They'll run with McGuire. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
4 down. Ready?
Second down, Winston. Throw left side complete. That's Howard. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Here's McGuire. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
Ready? Back 25 to high. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Let's go.
They go again with McGuire. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down. Well, he had 2 sacks earlier. Now he has 4 total tackles for a loss after that play.
Well, they obviously have to do a better job trying to block him. But short of that, you know what the quarterback has to do? Make sure he doesn't hand it to him when he's back there thinking he's one of his own guys. His quickness, his suddenness, his speed getting into the offense's backfield has been something else in this game.
Winston now. And this is going to be incomplete. The linebacker, Demario Davis, got a hand in to break that one up.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turns into a nice play.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. Solid footwork, but not able to get a whole lot. Brought down shy of the 10. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen.
Back now in Tampa. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the 4th quarter of play. Breeze to throw on 2nd down. Smith catches left side. And they're going to get this one up past the 25. A good pickup there of 20 yards. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Ready. Yellow lady.
Throwing on 1st down is Breeze. And his throw here's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Ready. Yellow lady.
Breeze going to throw. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Breeze now A perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Ready. Yellow lady.
Again, they'll throw with Breeze. Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Ready.
Breeze to throw again. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Hill. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front.
False start, offense.
That's going to set them back 5 yards. A false start backs them up 5. 1st and 15. Now Breeze again. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Again, it's Breeze. His throw incomplete. The tight end Josh Hill was the target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
But sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
Now he'll let it go deep. This is caught inside the 15. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Encroachment, defense.
Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit the ball, any type of
shotgun now for Breeze. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Josh Hill with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. So he's hit pay dirt twice, but still they're facing that deficit here in the second half.
So they're going to see if they can continue to find ways to get him the football, because obviously something is working for him to find the end zone twice. In any event, however this turns out, he's going to be hard to deal with in the film room, isn't he? He's going to want to know why he's not getting more passes thrown to him.
Those big tight ends are getting greedy. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. With the Bucs offense making their way back out on the field, let's take a look at the playoff picture, Charles, coming into the weekend in the NFC. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Let's convert.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Able to avoid him at the 40. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
On first down, Breeze. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
I know you don't get anything extra for degree of difficulty, but maybe you should. He's done absolutely everything in this game today, including laying out for that one.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46.
Yellow waiting. Wait.
Now Breeze. Fighting his way through contact. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. All the yards, completions, just another play that's a feather in the cap of the great career of Drew Brees.
And wasn't he supposed to be too small to be an effective quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah, how'd that work out?
Yeah, well, his footwork, I think, really sets him apart. Remember, he was a junior tennis champion, beat Andy Roddick, the future U.S. Open champion, back when they were in the juniors. I think that footwork really helps him be the great quarterback he is now.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there, because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball, but he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
From the gun on 3rd down, Breeze. And incomplete here on 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Ready. Yellow waiting.
Now Breeze got to have this one. And it is incomplete. Jason Garrett might be wanting to reconsider the decision to go for it there. And the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Now McGuire. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Ready. Black 22's hot.
On the carry, this is McGuire. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. In on the tackle, Alex Okafor. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Let's go. 5-0, 5-0, 5-0. Motion.
On third down, Winston. Throw right side, caught by O.J. Howard. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. He is fully awake now. If he didn't get off to the start that he normally does, they've got his attention. He's running it well.
You think they set off the alarm clock at the half? Think that's what went down? I know this, having played on the defensive side of the ball, if you do a really good job against a great runner, and you go into the half, you're excited, you're fired up, you think the game plan is working, but in the back of your head, there's that little bit of nagging doubt. Can we do this for 4 quarters? So far, that's not happening.
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. From the left side, taken in by Meredith. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Ready? You ready?
Breeze now on first down. He'll let it fly in the direction again. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Justin Evans. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks.
Hey, boys, we got 4 down. Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52. Quit talking about it.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. It's brought in right side by Ginn. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. From the gun, it's Breeze. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. To throw, it's Breeze. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Breeze will try again on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Now Breeze. And he comes back with one complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. To throw is Breeze. And that is out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Michael Floyd, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talked about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
All right, Captain, it's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Benjamin Watson. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Saints get a bit closer.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. They go for just 1 here as it's up and good, and that will get them 1 closer. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Bucs are on this one. And that should just about do it. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And down to the 36-yard line here. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. And they'll run it here. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. And the Saints signal for another timeout as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. The Bucs on 3rd down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This time it's 3rd and 3. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll be taken down at the 34. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it online, but it comes up about a rotation short. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. He had it online, gave it a pretty good ride too, but in the end, he's a victim of the crossbar.
And Brandon, you know kickers very well. I bet if we ask him after the game, he'll say he didn't get all of it. We've seen him hit from deeper than this in warm-ups. But here, he's a foot or so from clearing that bar.
12 yards there as they move the chains. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Breeze to throw. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
Here's Breeze to throw. The open man is Smith. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it, and they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for Tampa Bay, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, it's unfortunately more of the same as they'll fall to 3-10 on the year. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
you.